Hi guys, my name is Kiara and today I'm sharing with you where a bougie girly needs to go when she goes on holiday to Mykonos. And if you want to know why Scorpios invited us for dinner, and if you want to know how many cabs there literally are in Mykonos, 31, only 31 cabs, and what you can do to get around the island, then I would highly recommend you to keep on watching. First, just let me quickly introduce me to you, not you to me, but you can introduce yourself to me in the comments down. But I am Kiara and I make videos about luxury fashion, lifestyle, and just the bougie things in life, the bougie nice things in life. So if you like that and if you don't want to miss any other videos, then please subscribe. It makes me super duper happy and you won't miss any other content. So now we are talking about Mykonos. So I've recently been to Mykonos on my holiday and it was amazing. It was absolutely stunning, and I did a list of all the best places that I think every bougie girl needs to go there. So let me just start. First of all, hotel. We stayed at the Nomad hotel, which is super duper new. It opened, I think it had like a little bit of an opening last year, but like the first full season that it's open is this year. It's an amazing hotel. It's it has about 14 rooms, so it's super duper small and it has this boutique-y feel which I love, and it's not crowded or full of people. It says adults only, which is a huge plus if you only go with your boyfriend or husband or something like that, or also with your girlfriend, because I saw a lot of like girlfriends and sisters, like not a lot, there were only 14 rooms for like 2 pairs of girlfriends and sisters, so that's something you can go as to, like go with whoever you want. But yeah, it's super small, and a huge plus is that every single room has a pool or a jacuzzi. And here I have the first recommendation. I would suggest to take the honeymoon suite, which is with a jacuzzi, and if you can ask for it, wish for the honeymoon suite that is like a duplex, because then it has 2 bathrooms, it has a living room, a bedroom, and it has two terraces. The first one has just a table where you can eat, and the second one has the jacuzzi, and it's on top of the top. You see the ocean, you see over the whole of the hotel. No one can see in your room, which is something that I'm very particular about, so that's another huge bonus. And yeah, I think this room is perfect. Then to the restaurant. The restaurant is around the pool, so there's a nice pool and like a big pool where everyone can go as well, and the restaurant is around there, and we always went there for breakfast. Always, breakfast is amazing. You can also ask for literally anything else that is not on the menu and they will bring it to you, no question asked. And what I would say is, don't be fooled that only because the restaurant is around the pool there that it's not very amazing for lunch and dinner as well. We went there once for lunch and once for dinner, and the food literally is amazing. Take the spinach salad if you can, but everything was just wow. Really good food. One of the best food that I've ever experienced in Mykonos. Then we come to the beach clubs. So for the beach clubs, on top of my list, no, I think they're not in a particular order. Like all of them are very beautiful. First of all, we have Principote, which is a well-known beach club in Mykonos. It's super beautiful. The food is very good, but the portions are very small. Like for me, they were okay, but for my boyfriend, like he had lamb cutlets, and they were literally like 3 lamb cutlets which had this size, so it was quite a small portion. Prices are expectedly high. for the beach. And for the food for the beach, I think you pay 75 euros per sunbed, so 150 euros combined, and you cannot consume that in drinks or food, because in some beach clubs you can then take the money you spend on beach beds as a voucher for food. You cannot do that there. If you want a shisha at the beach, it's about 150 euros, and you can only have it for 1 hour. If you want it for another hour, it's another 150 euros. So it is quite expensive, but it is a very, very beautiful beach club. I think it's probably one of the most beautiful, if not the most beautiful beach club in Mykonos. And we were a little bit before the peak season, so it was not too crowded. But if you want a good party, I think in the peak season there is the place to be if you want to go there. So Principote, very, very good in my opinion, but expensive. Then we go to the next one, which is the Kalua Beach Club. And the Kalua Beach Club is right next to Scorpios Beach Club, which we come right after. And it is a very, very beautiful beach club. Like, the design is very boho chic, and they have a good DJ. They also have very different kind of sunbeds, and they have like the big ones, which are like 500 euros per day, and then the other ones depend on which row you are. Like the front row is I think 80 per person, and then but you can consume but you have to consume another 80 per person in food, and the restaurant food is not included there, like in beach food. And then it goes down to like 50 per person is the last row I think for the sunbed, and then you have to take another 20 per person for like drinks or beach food or something like that. So it's not as expensive as Principote if you don't take the front row. But you also have to consume things at the beach, otherwise they just charge you the thing that you would have to consume at the beach. And a good thing about the Kalua Beach Club is that you get a free, like it's only 10 minutes, but you get a free 10-minute massage from there. Like there's like a man and a woman, and they give everyone a free 10-minute massage. And I have to say, it was a pretty good massage. It was a pretty good massage. Another thing is that they have some very fun specials if you order bottles. Like they will come and they will like dress themselves as, there was this Netflix series like Squid Game, and they will dress themselves as like Squid Game characters, and they will literally like have some like gunny thingy where there is a Dom Perignon bottle, for example. So it's super duper fun if you want to order bottles there. And the food there is very good as well, like very good. Portions are perfect for both me and my boyfriend. And they have also a very beautiful boutique with, they have like the sundress dresses and stuff like that. So if you want to go shopping during your beach day, then that's a very good thing to do in my opinion, like there, because they have a lot of beautiful stuff. Then we come to the next beach club, and this beach club is not only a beach club but also a very good restaurant for the night time. And I'm talking about the Scorpios Beach Club. Scorpios is a part of the Soho House group, so I had very high expectations, and the beach club is very beautiful, and the restaurant is very beautiful as well. It's huge. It's literally a huge restaurant, which you would not expect from a Soho House part thing, but it is very huge. And the first night we went to the restaurant was actually disappointing, because the one waiter was quite rude, because I have an allergy for onions and garlic. Like if I eat onions and garlic, it's not a fun night anymore. And I asked, well, can I have that without onions and garlic? And he said no, for every single dish. And then he said, oh yes, you can have this one without onions or garlic. I just they just make it without the dressing. Then they came back like without the sauce. And then they brought the food for my boyfriend and my food, believe it or not, was full of garlicky oniony sauce, and I was like, well, would I ask without the sauce, because you said it's one of the only things that I could eat. And like, side note, why can't I have meat or fish without sauce? Like, I don't see the problem here, but I go away from a store, and then he was like, well, oh yeah, you could have, I was like, what else can I have? Like, my boyfriend already has his food, and he was like, well, you could have green salad without dressing in Scorpios, one of the most expensive and most well-known restaurants in Mykonos. And I was like, am I a rabbit? And then I asked to talk to someone who speaks better English, because he was obviously not very good in English, and sorry, but I have to say, I think he was high. And he just went away, and they left the table with only the food for my boyfriend. Luckily, it was quite a big piece of meat, so we ate it together and went, and we were quite angry. And when we went outside, the girl who like shows you the table was like, oh, how was it? And I was like, to be honest, it was like the worst service that I've ever experienced in my whole life. And I just very quickly explained it to her, and then we didn't even say who we were, like what our name was, what our table was, nothing. But we got an email, my boyfriend got email, because he made the reservation for the night before on the next day, and they apologized and invited us for dinner, which was so nice. And I have to tell you, the second dinner was amazing. It was one of the most beautiful restaurant experience that you could ever wish for. The food is amazing, and also like with the waiters on this day, like they said, well, everything is possible without garlic and onions, we just omitted the sauces. And we had a beautiful lamb rack, beautiful salad, my boyfriend had the tartare. It was just simply amazing. The potatoes there are a dream, and also the lamb rack, it's huge. It's too big for 2 people, let me just tell you that. It's too big for 2 people, but it was amazing. And then in Scorpios, you have to know that there is also a little bar area, like on the beach, with a live band, a live DJ. There is always kind of like a party going on after the dinner. So it was an amazing evening, and we would go again in a heartbeat to this restaurant, because the restaurant manager even came to apologize. And I think this really shows what a good restaurant it is, and that we were just very unlucky with the waiter the first evening. So it was amazing, and I highly recommend it, And then another restaurant that I would highly recommend is called Interni, and it's in the city of Mykonos, like right in the city, but it is in this beautiful little, how do you say, the back garden kind of. And it's an amazing restaurant. The food was great. Believe me here, if you have room for dessert, take the half-baked cookie with caramel popcorn. Oh, it's so good. It's literally so good. So I highly recommend that, really highly recommend that. But all the food was good, and it was probably the only place in the whole of Mykonos which had good bread, because bread and Greek, like, not a thing, not really a thing. So yeah, Interni is very good. And also make sure to make a late reservation, like 9-10 o'clock, even 11 o'clock, because the party really starts at like 10-11. So you have to do that in all of Mykonos. Make reservations quite late if you want to have like good vibes on the dinner, and if you do not want to be alone during dinner time. So yeah, this is my recommendation. And then another recommendation for dinner is called Spilia, which is a beautiful beach restaurant. It's not at the beach, it's like in the rocks at the beach, like in the rocks on the beach. It's beautiful. It's a fish restaurant. Portions are huge, just be aware of that. Like, my starter portion was enough for me. Like, I was full after my starter. So yeah, it was very good. The waiters there were so amazing, like super duper great, and it was a very nice experience. But I would say it's more not like the party restaurant, it's more like the romantic evening restaurant. And yeah, I think it's just a good restaurant, let me tell you that. And then another thing that I have to tell you about Mykonos before I finish this video is about my favorite places to go there is go to some beaches, like beaches where there are no beach clubs or something like that, because there are some beautiful beaches, and if you're lucky you're like alone there, which is amazing, and the water is crystal clear, and that's a huge recommendation for me. We just went on Google Earth and looked up beaches, and then we drove there. And that's another thing I need to tell you. In Mykonos there are only 31 cabs for the whole, like taxis for the whole island, so it's nearly impossible to get a cab. And if you get one, they will rip you off. They will tell you they don't have a meter. They all have a meter. They are obliged by law to have a meter, but they just put something in front there and tell you it doesn't work or they don't have one, and then they will literally rip you off for $75 for like 15 minutes or something like that. And that's if you're lucky to get a cab. Like once we waited like an hour for a cab for a 5-minute drive. So my recommendation, go and rent a quad, like an ATV. They are about 45 euros, 50 euros per day, and it's well worth it. First of all, it's the most fun thing to do. You can be 2 people on one ATV is perfect. You get helmets, everything you get. There is also a little thing in the back where you can put your bags and lock it so you can bring stuff with you. And the ATVs are like, they are so fun. They are literally so fun. I would even get an ATV if there were plenty of cabs, because it's just so fun, and you can park everywhere. Like there is a huge parking lot in the city of Mykonos, and every beach club has parking. Every beach club restaurant, all of them have parking. So, and all hotels have parking as well, like probably most of them, but I think all of them have. So that's my recommendation, rent an ATV. And also I would not rent a Mova or something like, or like a Vespa or moped or something like that, because people do drive very fast, and it's probably a little bit dangerous to drive in Mykonos. And I think with a quad it's like more stable, and it's probably less dangerous than driving a moped through Mykonos. But yeah, that's my opinion on where to go to Mykonos. Let me know if you were there too, if you have any other tips, because I will be back in a heartbeat, and I will just see you in my next video. Bye bye.